basically I had to talk to ChatGPT about this, both the conscious and the subconscious mind. Let's talk about that. So I would ask ChatGPT, I said, although the conscious mind is aware that in our 3D reality, we do not have exactly what we want and what we are manifesting at that moment, like the relationship, the bank account, our body, etc. Our subconscious mind is then supposed to be what works. Our subconscious mind is then supposed to be the blueprint, right? Okay. So I said, when we start to feed our subconscious mind and when we start to saturate it with visualizations, with affirmations, with scripting, and living in the end, living in the wish fulfilled, that's when our conscious mind, because the subconscious does not know the difference between reality and what's not reality. So therefore, when we start to impress our subconscious mind with positive things and positive affirmations, and we start to say, I am in a loving relationship, I am wealthy, I am a multimillionaire, that's when our conscious is then starting to accept that what we were consciously aware of at that moment, we start to then accept that, no, this is my new foundation. And I talked to ChatGPT about this, and ChatGPT said, yes, you're absolutely right. So this is the battle between the two. And this is why a lot of people are starting to become more in fear, because, and this is why I'm saying this. People have doubts, people have fears, and then they create their own delay with manifestation because you are focusing on the conscious, which is the 5 to 10%. You are still putting your focus on what you lack and what you don't have instead of trusting in the 95%. Bob Proctor said that the 95% is your imagination. Your subconscious mind is what's bringing you your manifestation, right? So when we talk about the law of attraction, Neville says that time is an illusion, which it is. All things, all possibilities exist now in this present moment. And the reason I decided to make this video was because I had a friend of mine that said, so if your manifestation doesn't come 5 to 10 years from now, how does that work for you? Already I said, wait a minute. I don't have that limiting belief. I don't have the limiting belief that what I want doesn't exist right now at this moment because I'm already living in the wish fulfilled. I'm already living in the end. I'm not living in the middle. I'm not living in the past because the past cannot exist in the present. Okay? Your future is your present. And I want to talk about that, right? I want to talk about that. The reason I say that is because you think that manifestation is a set schedule. You think that what you're consciously aware, we're consciously aware that we do have a set schedule that we abide by in our everyday lives. I have a set schedule that I abide by. I wake up between 6 to 6:30 on Wednesday through Fridays, to work out. And I don't even set a time because my spirit, my higher self wakes me up like, hey, get your ass up. But anyway, once I do that, I then proceed into my next routine, which is meditation, 10-15 minutes. Then I proceed into my next routine, listening to motivational speakers, preferably Maya Angelou, Maya Angelou, Neville Goddard, so on and so forth. So, and then I decide to make my YouTube video. But anyway, that is what I'm consciously aware of. That is a set schedule in my physical world. However, when it comes to manifestation, that manifestation doesn't have a set schedule. It doesn't have a set time because you don't know where, you don't know how, and you do not know when. And that is not for you to know because it's going to unfold perfectly better than what you've imagined. So I don't have the limiting belief. I don't have a delay on my manifestation because I'm not thinking about my manifestation happening in the future. You have to accept that everything that you want is happening in this present moment. And the way you do that is by turning your attention away from the physical world, turning your attention from the physical world and going into your inner world, your inner reality, your beliefs, okay? You focusing on what you want to create. And how do you create those things? You start by making the decision that, okay, I'm going to choose to remain in faith. I'm going to choose to trust. This is what I want. I want this. I want that. When you start to you could have a time on it. It's up to you. But everything that you want is happening at this very moment because it has to manifest in the 4D before you can see it in the 3D. Oh my eye. So when she asked me that question, at first I was thinking to myself, I was like, man, this is a perfect time to make a video because and I had to have the conversation with ChatGPT because it's almost like you're battling with yourself. You're battling with your conscious mind because your conscious mind is aware that you have zeros in your bank account. Your conscious mind is aware that you don't have the car and you don't have this. But that's where you want to turn your attention away from that, which is your 3D. You're experiencing the things that you don't want to experience because this is your old reality. These are your old beliefs of how you used to see things and how you used to view things. Manifestation is not magic. Manifestation is not a ritual. No, manifestation is simply you deciding to make a choice and trusting and believing in what you do not see at this very moment. However, it doesn't mean that what you do not see is not happening. You do not know what's going on behind the scenes. You don't know what your specific person is thinking or what they're going through. You don't know how the money is going to come or where it's going to come. You don't know, somebody in your family might give you $1 million. It can come and unfold in many ways, but you don't know how it's going to do because manifestation is very unpredictable. It's not to be predicted. You are not predicting this. So you need to get out of the mindset of the 5 to 10% and you need to focus on the 95%. And you need to make that conscious choice. And until you make that conscious decision, then you are going to continue to waver in between your doubts, your fears. When people see things, a lot of people fear the unknown. That's what gives us anxiety. We fear that what we're trusting in, we fear and we have doubts because we're like, nah, this is what my reality is saying. So this is the end. This is the blueprint. Your reality is not the blueprint. Your imagination is the blueprint because your imagination is God. It is your foundation. Okay? You are in control of your reality. You are in control of what's going on in and outside of you. Not externally, like far as like you controlling the wind and all that. No. But what I'm saying, like when I say that is you are in control of that because whatever your thoughts are and whatever you're thinking every day is what's going to be shown in your reality. So until you change that, until you come into alignment with your higher self and you start to vibrate on a godly frequency, you are going to continue to fall short and you're going to continue to live out of human mindset. Okay, I don't think of us as humans. I think of us as spiritual beings going through a human experience. But it is up to us to break out of that cycle and start to see things in a new way. Okay. Now, there was something I was going to say, but I forgot. Dang, I hate when I forget. But, so really, going back into that. So when people give up, when they give up on their dreams, they give up on this, they give up on that, because they're choosing to say, well, this is my end result, but you are the author of your book. Everybody has their own book to write. So what do you want in your life? You are the author, therefore you are creating the chapters. Therefore you're writing the chapters. You're writing a new chapter. Every day is a new chapter. Every day is a new day to do something different. Every day is a new day to take on a new challenge. Every day is a new day to become better than what you were yesterday. That chapter has closed. We're not focusing on that anymore. We're not focusing on the past because the past cannot exist in the present. So instead of you looking towards and you focusing on what is in your reality at this moment, you have to trust and remain faithful. If you say that you trust in God or you trust in Jesus, but you don't even see Jesus, but you trust in Jesus, then how is it that you can't trust in believing? You walk in faith with God and with Jesus. So how can you not trust in when you say, this is what I want to be a millionaire, or I want to open up my own business, or I want to open up this. How can you say you trust in that and you've never seen Jesus? Never seen Jesus. but you feel Jesus, right? You feel God. You know God is real. You feel the universe. You know. So my question is, it's like a contradiction of itself. How can you have faith in that, but you can't have faith in yourself? You can't have faith that what I believe, what I'm creating is real. I don't understand that. That just doesn't make sense to me, right? So people have this thing, this way of thinking that manifestation is going to happen years from now. You could get your person today. You could get that car today. Somebody might just be like, hey, your bank account, you might look at your bank account next thing probably after this video and see $8,000 in there. But see, I'm just saying, look, like I said, I'm just the messenger. I'm just the messenger. So when Neville says that possibilities exist in the present moment, when he talked about I am and the power of awareness, I am is God. Therefore, I am is in this moment. I am is existing right now. It's not existing in the future. It's not existing in the past. It's not existing. No, it's existing right here, right now. You act as if what you want is already here. Many people have talked about this. This is not about being delusional. You're not delusional. You are simply choosing what you want. The opposite is existing in another universe, because this is not the only universe, right? The opposite is existing. So in the law of polarity, which is the opposite, there is a reality that you are with your person. There's a reality that you have everything you want, abundance. You have it all. And then there is a reality where you don't. So what are you going to choose? Are you going to choose the reality where you don't have it, or are you going to choose the reality where you do? You are breaking the cycle. You are just simply turning your attention and focusing on what you do want versus what you lack. So that's why I told her, once again, I do not have that limiting belief, because that's not how manifestation works. Manifestation